So today we're doing lesson 11.2 and we're working on median and mode. Last lesson we worked on mean. Now these are kind of concepts that we've already covered pretty much most years, so it should be decently easy, but we're going to go over it a little bit more in depth, okay? So here we're first doing the vocabulary setup. If you have your book, make sure that you open it and follow along with me. This is on page 817, but I'm going to be doing this together because it's okay that we're doing it. So, a data set can also be described by its median or its mode. The mean, median, and mode are called measures of center. And I want you guys to think, why are these called measures of center in the beginning? Why do we think they're measures of center? It says right there, so. Lucy, why do you think they're called measures of center?
I think it's because they describe the center of a set of data.
Excellent. Good job for reading directly from the book. Yes, and that was not sarcastic. It's because they describe the center of a set of data. Now, they describe the center of a set of data in multiple different ways. So, we already read mean. You should have watched that video. So, what does mean mean? You can just give me one word for mean.
The average of a number.
Yes. Let's see, my pen doesn't work sometimes. Perfect. The mean is the average. So I like to remember it. If you watched my video, I said that the mean is the average because on average people are mean. That's how I remember it. Now I hope that that's not truly the case, and I hope that everybody is nice, but we all just know that's not the case. So what about median? Before we even go forwards, I don't want you to just skip ahead. I want you to tell me what you think median means. So who can raise their hand and tell me what median means? Lucy, what do you think median means?
Should I just say the one from the glossary?
I want you to try to say what you think. What do you think median means?
It's the average of two central values of two different ones.
That's a great idea. That's actually one way that we would have median. So that is a way that median would exist. Now it's not the main way that it would exist, but it's one of the ways. So that's a great thing. I'm going to go over it. So what a median is it's literally the middle number. So if we went and we arranged our numbers from smallest to largest, median would be that middle number. So it's going to be, first of all, we're going to say it's the middle in a sorted list. And that sorted list, because you'll have more room than I do, goes from smallest to largest. And it's the legit middle. And as Lucy said, she said it's the average of these two numbers. That is true. Because let's say we had an even amount of numbers. If I had the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I have a number directly in the middle? The answer is no, we don't. These two numbers are in the middle. So if you didn't have those numbers, and if we have that, then you find the average of those two numbers, which in this case would be 3.5. Not important. Now, what do you think mode is? Who can tell me what mode is? I see you were waiting for that, Ben. What is mode?
Like the number that appears the most?
Yes. Perfect. So it's the most common number. So we see that most common number thing happening. And this is important. So I have a question, Madison. Do we always have a mean?
Yeah.
Yes, we always have a mean. Now, Isis, do we always have a median?
No.
So we actually do always have a median. Whatever it is, it's going to be the middle of the sorted list. We always have a median, and it's one number. And lastly, do we always have a mode? Who can raise their hand and tell me?
No, we don't always have a mode.
Exactly. We do not always have a mode. Can you tell me why we don't always have a mode? Oh, she muted herself. That's fine. Ben, why don't we always have a mode?
Because if there are no numbers that are repeated in the set, so there is no mode.
Exactly. If there's no numbers that are repeated in the set, we don't have a mode. For example, if I looked at my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's no mode. we don't have a mode there because there's no repeated numbers. So we always have a mean. We always have a median. We don't always have a mode. Now, something else special about mode is that we can have multiple modes. For example, if my list was 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, our mode would be 1 and 2. So that's the important thing that we got. So if we're doing this, this is the real world link that we're doing. It's the warm-up. So order the data from least to greatest and circle the number in the middle of your list. So we're just going to do this together because if you can't count and order from least to greatest, then I can't help you. So if we organize this from least to greatest, it goes 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 9, 15. So those are our numbers. All I did was reorganize it. Here's how I like to identify the median, because sometimes you have a lot of numbers. I just go cross, cross, one on each side. Cross, 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 and there's my median. So then I want you guys to find the mean. So I'm going to have one of you guys find the mean. Raise your hand once you've found it.
Is 8.
So the median is 8, yes, but what's the mean? Who can tell me what the mean is? Ben, what is the mean?
Oh, wait, hold on, I forgot one step, my bad.
Okay, let's see. Lucy, what is the mean?
I rounded it to the nearest hundredths and got 10.
10? Okay, so we're close there. It's not 10, but let's see. Jenna, what did you get?
I got 30, like about 30.
30? So
Or
that's
like 29.
29. No, we're all having trouble with this. So we're going to look at this over here right now. So if we looked at the mean, it's Ben, what is the mean?
I rounded and got 8.
So we're really close. Yes, you rounded, but we want to the nearest hundredth. Do you happen to have to the nearest hundredth?
Not.
So we're going to do this one together really quick. Not because you can't, but because we're going to do it. So the way that we find mean, if anyone remembers from the last section, we find mean by adding up all of the numbers. We find the sum of all of the numbers, and then we divide by how many numbers there are. So what we're going to do is we add all of those numbers together, and we divide by the sum of them. I find it easiest to count the numbers first and then put that at the bottom. There's 7 different numbers involved. So we have these 7 numbers. So we get 57. And then I have to divide it by 7 because there are 7 numbers involved. And rounding it to the nearest hundredth, I get 8.14. Now that's actually really close to that median right there. 8.14. But the mean is a little bit greater than the median. So we say that, we have it like that, and that's how we do it. Now, median and mode. So if we flip that page, we see median is a list of values. It's the value appearing at the center of a sorted version of the list, or the mean of the 2 central values, if the list contains even numbers. The sorted list, smallest to largest. Mode is the number that occurs most often. I remember it because it's got mo in the beginning. Mode, or most. So just as mean is one value, the other ones are also used to symbolize the thing. As we mentioned earlier, sometimes a mode happens more than once. So median, like we said, is middle. Mode is most. We see those MOs. We see that right there. Now, if we were looking at these things, Dina recorded her scores on 7 tests on the table. Find the median and the mode of the data. So first of all, who can tell me what the mode is? The mode is going to be the easiest thing to find always. Hannah, what is the mode?
The mode is 93.
Perfect! Excellent. So the mode is 93. That's the number that appears most. If you don't get mode right, I can't help. So I just nicely organized our list for us. So who can tell me though what the median is? Let's see. Lucy, what's the median?
93.
It is also 93. Yes, because we go cross, 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 whoop. 93. Excellent. Now, I want to ask, Liana, is our median always the same as our mode? No, exactly. They're not always the same. It's just how it is. So let's look. The list shows numbers of stories in the 11 tallest buildings in Springfield. Find the median and the mode of the data. So here's the median and here's the mode. Don't want to write it out. Mode, once again, should be the very, very easiest thing that you ever do. Daniel, what's the mode?
Mode is 40.
Yes! Our mode is 40. That's the number that appears most often. It's the only number we see most often, 40, 40. So now I'm going to do the median, right? Okay, so I go cross, 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 cross. Awesome. So my median is 30, right? Is that how I do it? So that's my median, right? Maddie, is that our median?
No.
Exactly. That's not how we do it. Why is that not how we do it, Maddie?
You never put them in order.
Yeah, I didn't put them in order. That's really, really important. You can't do it without putting them in order. So raise your hand if you happen to know I'm going to think this. Lucy, what is our median?
The median, 24.
Ooh, that's a good guess. We're almost there. Let's see. Liana, do you happen to know our median?
It's 30?
Yes. Just because I happened to get 30 when I did it that way does not mean that it's always that. So we see this. If I reorganized it, which I don't want to do, I'm just going to cross it off in order. 20 is our smallest. We've got 40 is our biggest. Then we've got, 17. Doesn't matter. 17. Then we have another 40. We have 21, 38. I have 19 that I keep missing. 19, 37. And then we've got 24, 33, and then it's 30. I know I crossed it off in a little bit of the wrong order, but I wasn't paying attention. And that's my fault. So make sure that you always line them up. I was just too lazy to do that. So if we're looking at this, here's the next one. Find the median and the mode of the costs in the table. So first things first, who can tell me what the mode is? So we're going to look here. Median, mode. I want you to raise your hand and tell me what the mode is. Liana, what's the mode?
There is no mode.
Yes, there is no mode. Exactly. Because there are no numbers that repeat. That's it. Just like we mentioned earlier. We don't always have a mode, and sometimes we can have more than one mode. I like to think it averages out because sometimes we have a mode and sometimes we don't. That's the rule. So I'm going to give you guys a chance to find the median and then raise your hand once you've found it. Ben, what's our median?
28.54.
One of you guys might be right, actually, because my book is wrong. My teacher answer guide, which I think is really funny. It says that the median is 27.67. Yeah, there isn't even a 27.67 in this book or in the teacher's book. So that's just utterly ridiculous. Let's see. Hannah, was any of them correct? What is the median?
I think it's 26 and 28.
So exactly, let's check that. She thinks it's the 26 number and the 28 number. I'm going to look. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to cross off from biggest to smallest. 16 is my smallest. 51 is my biggest. 18, 48, 22, 31. So we're left with these two. Honestly, that's why. Yeah, my book is right. Because we have to find the average of those two numbers. We got to find the average of those two numbers. So our two numbers are 26.79. We add it to 28.54. And there are two numbers. So we divide by 2. I'll give you a hint because I said it earlier. The median of these, because it's got an even amount of numbers, we got to average it out when it's got a median. Lucy said that earlier. We find that it's 27.67. And it makes sense because I don't like all of these decimals, but let's pretend they weren't there. We've got our number 26 and 28. If we find the average, it's just right in the middle of those two numbers, funny enough, and it's 27. So our number makes sense. We can use our intuition. Find and compare the median and the mode. So we want to compare these two. What that means is we're going to say, oh, which one's more, which one's less. So first things first, we got our median, we got our mode. Who would like to tell me what the mode for this is? Elsie, what's our mode?
2 87/100.
Perfect. 2 87/100. I like the way you said that with technical terms, by the way. So we see that 2 87/100 is our mode. That's it. None other numbers repeat themselves. That's how it works. And when you find the median, raise your hand. Elsie, what did you get as the median?
4 8/10.
Ooh, that's a good guess, but we're not quite there yet. So especially because there isn't a 4 number here. We don't even have a number that starts with 4. So, Lucy, what'd you get?
2 45/100.
We're almost there. It's not 2 45/100, but it is 2 and something. So we're very, very close. It's not 45/100. So let's see. What did you get, Liana?
35/100.
Ooh, we're so close.
2
No.
35/100.
We're getting closer. We're getting closer. Daniel, what'd you get? Hold on. What'd you get?
2 49/100.
I'm seeing a lot of almost there, so I'm just going to put it in there. Let's see. What'd you get as the median?
I got 2.47.
Perfect. It is correct. 2 47/100. Yes. So we get 2 47/100 as our median. So the difference between the two of them, this should be pretty easy. The median is 40 cents less than the mode. Exactly. So that's literally what the answer would be, is if you were comparing the two of them. The median is 40 cents less. So for D, describe the cost of CDs using the measure of center. Once again, if we're using measure of center, they're all different measures of center. So we need to do the mean, we need to do the median, and we need to do the mode. So mean, median, mode. I'm going to call on different people for the mean, median, mode. Niels, what's our mode?
I think it's 1999.
Yes, 1999. Exactly. That's the number we see twice. None of our other numbers we see twice. That's it. Ben, what would you like to contribute?
Mean.
Perfect. What's the mean?
15.69.
Ooh, we're so close. It is 15 point something. I'm going to give you a hint. 15.69 is something. So if it's not the mean, what is it, Ben?
The median.
Exactly. 15 and 69 hundredths. So that is our median. So remember, please don't mix them up. Median means it's going to be that middle number. Let's get rid of the 11. We're going to get rid of 19. We're going to get rid of this 12. We're going to get rid of this 19. Then we got to find the average of those two middle numbers. And that's how we find our median. I hate medians when it's an even number. Quite frankly, I just do. I hate it. Ben, what's the mean?
21.835.
No, we can't have a mean bigger than all of our numbers. Mean is the average between it. We can't have that. Let's see. Isis, what is our mean?
15.98.
Yes, 15 and 98 hundredths, 15.98. Exactly. So if I'm doing this, which two measures do we think are the better ones to judge the cost of CDs? Which ones are better and which one's worse? Daniel, what do you think?
I think the best number is 1569.
Yeah, even if we look at it, the mean and the median, those two are great. They're really, really close to each other. They're really close. And that mode right there, that's way far off. So if you were telling your parents, Mom, Dad, please buy me some CDs, they only cost about $15.98, maybe $16. However, if you told them, Mom, Dad, come on, the most common number is 20. Which one do you think they'd rather buy you? If you convince them that it's the 16. Also, We don't always want to go with the lower one, but this one too. This has a 15, this has a 15, and this is like $4 more. That's craziness. So if we're doing the guided practice again, so find and compare the median and the mode for the following set of data. And then for number 2, describe the daily high temperatures using the measure of center. So when we're doing measures of center, it means all of them. Here we only care about median and mode. Dominic, what's our mode?
Is it 62?
Yes, it's 62 because that's the only number that repeats. Our mode is 62. Since we have an even number, we got to find the average of those two numbers. Let's do the crossing off. Our biggest one, we've got a 62, then we've got a 40. We got a 62, then we got a 42. We got a 57, we got a 46, and then we have these two numbers left. We've got those two numbers left, 50 and 56. Yes, Tobias. So we add that 50 and 56. We divide by 2. 106 divided by 2, as you just said, is 53. So look at this. This number, these are a big difference in numbers. So if I was trying to compare them, I don't know which one is better. I want to find the mean, but we're not going to do that to figure it out. So let's see. Say it again. Emmett, what's the mean? Oh, he muted himself, but he was right. It is 32. He said that earlier. Very helpful. Median. Jasmine, can you tell me what our median is? Brendan, what's our median? Ben, what's the median?
33.
Yes, 33. We crossed them out. 36, 24, 35, 31, 34, 31, 33. Excellent. Now, I want to do this one. Matthew, what is our mode? Excellent. The mode is 31. It's the only number that appears most often between them. As we see, all of these numbers are pretty close, so any of them can be accurately used to describe the data. Had we had one that was like 72, we'd know, okay, something's wrong there. It's not going to be the best use of that. So if we look at this, that's pretty much the end of the lesson. Not pretty much, it is. So your homework is page 1. It's page 1 through 4. That's not what it is. So the homework is page 821, numbers 1 through 4, including A and B of 4. Now, it shouldn't take too long. Especially, I say just go down and find the mode for all of them first. Mode's the easiest. So make sure that you write that. Write median, mode. I can't tell the difference if you just write random numbers for that. You have to make sure that you write median, mode, so I know which one you're talking about. Mean, median, mode. You can abbreviate. For example, I just do mean, median, mode because it's that. Doesn't matter to me. Make sure I'm able to tell the difference. So that's what your homework is going to be.